All right, welcome to Positive Living with Lolo. I am Lolo. Today I have with me Shekinah.
Hi.
So Shekinah is a model, and you have been, so you're from here, Cincinnati.
Yes.
But you've been going back and forth to Atlanta like crazy.
Yes.
Since I've met you.
Yes.
So we just met each other probably like 6-7 months ago kind of thing, really online on Instagram, and then met up in person by you coming to the women's shelter.
Yes. No. Before that, it was at Timeless, and then the women's shelter, or backwards. I'm not sure.
I feel like it was backwards because I feel like that was the same day, and then you just came to the thing afterwards, after the shelter.
Because there was an event at Timeless that.
Yeah, I think that it was that day.
Yeah, because I did see that you volunteered, and I inquired, and then we finally met at the shelter, and then it just trickled down from there. I'm like,
and then that night we went to the plug and play, and we're at the same plug and play. Yep.
And then from there.
Yep. So she came to the women's shelter to just help me because I volunteer at the pretty much if you watch the show, you know that I volunteer at the women's shelter in Price Hill. So she came just to check it out, and then we went to the plug and play, and we've been cool ever since. So a couple things that I love about you is just your vibe as a whole. The other thing is like you really share things online. So you share your baths that you do that are filled with fruit and herbs and stuff like that. You share your meals, you share all of your events. So you've been doing fashion shows, photo shoots, you've been doing all types of stuff, and you show all of that.
Yes.
So I think that that's really, really cool. And then you also show motherhood, which is really dope too. So I love that you put all of that out there. So people really can vibe with you and relate to you. And also people are really trying to get on the natural things. So I feel like it's amazing when we have people that are encouraging that and actually showing their routines in that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the baths, because that's like one of the things that I think is more of a newer thing for people that they're starting to catch on to. I've been starting to do fruit baths for probably 2 years, where you're just cutting up strawberries and lemons, and I put ginger and cinnamon in the bath and stuff like that. So what do you put in yours? How did you find out about these baths?
It was all trial and error. It started out, I had saw an advertisement about coconut oil, so I ordered me some, and when I got it, I just decided to put it in my bath, and I saw that the coconut oil not only moisturized my skin, but it detoxified me. I started to sweat a lot, and I'm like, whoa, I'm onto something. And then I got into Dr. Sebi. I researched him, and that incorporated me changing my diet on top of adding more things to the bath. And the more I added to the bath, the more benefits it provided me internally and externally. A lot of the things I cannot disclose because I do sell the baths, and that's what helps them sell. But what you visibly see, like the fruits, like you said, ginger, anything in that nature, I can tell you about. And I put any fruits because I save my my fruit rinds from my smoothies. Okay. And anything that I put into my smoothies or my infused waters, I just save that for my baths, and I freeze it, and when I'm ready for my bath, I just add to.
Oh, I love that. So I would have never thought about freezing the ends of your fruits.
If you have a lemon water and you're tired of using the lemon, just freeze it, and when you're ready for a bath, it's still beneficial. Not even just the inside, but the peel itself is the source. So save those things. It's just like compost. You can save it for your bath, and if it's good for you internally, definitely externally.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had one today. That's why I'm feeling really good.
I love that. So your morning routine is smoothies every day? Is that
smoothies, teas, and waters. Like when I first really wake up, I drink water, of course, and it's a plant-based and a fruit-based water that I mix. And then while I am brewing my herbal teas, I make my smoothie, I drink my smoothie, walk my dog, do my yoga, let my tea calm down, then I drink my tea. If I don't have errands, I'm constantly just switching back and forth between the smoothie, the tea, and the water. But if I'm on the go, I'll pack a big gallon of my water, the plant plant-based and fruit. I mix them. I bring me a to-go smoothie and a tea, and then that's just what I use to fuel myself. If I want to fast during the day, that's all I run off of. But if I'm not fasting, I'll break my fast like towards noon or maybe 2, and just have something very beneficial, because I am breaking a fast. Everybody thinks breakfast is in the morning, but the first thing you eat, I don't care if it's 12 noon or 8 a.m., that's your breakfast. It's literally break your fast. So I just try to break my fast with something really, you know, nutritious, or just going to give me energy and not weigh me down.
Okay. So when did you get into that? Like, were you raised with a mom who showed you those types of healthy things?
My mother and my father actually did really good with natural things, but there was no pork in the house. We didn't celebrate holidays. We didn't do a lot of the typical traditional things. But when I went to my grandmother's, that's when I got exposed to celebrating holidays and eating maybe pepperonis and things that weren't introduced in our household. So it's like I am getting back to my roots.
Okay. I love that. So your grandma took you out of... Yeah,
you know, anything goes at grandma's. You can do whatever, but at home it was like really strict. Like I said, no holidays, no sweets. Instead of, you know, other kids will have like chips and popsicles. We'll have like a bag of cherries or ants on the log, and they're like, ooh, what are you having? We like, what are you having?
Right.
So it was just like... it was good, but like I said, I am getting back to that, and I'm glad that I am, because learning, I'm getting more in debt with what I know. I only knew so much, and then the further I go, the better it gets, and the better it is for me internally and externally. Like, it's really good for not just your physical, but your mental, and your body restores itself. So what you really are, what you eat. So doing all those good things, once your body starts to heal and restore itself, it's only running off of good things. So that's why my skin looks a certain way, and my energy is a certain way, because of what I'm giving myself.
I love that. So you're vegan?
No, I actually prefer to say plant-based. I'm on a plant-based diet, because some of the vegan products aren't necessarily too good. You have to read labels. Like they won't have meat, but they'll have starch, or they'll have salt, or they'll have yeast, and those things aren't, you know, good for you. I follow Dr. Sebi's nutritious list. He has a list of foods that are approved by him, and he's used for his experience, and that's what I try to base my diet off of.
Okay, so you don't ever eat meat or anything?
No, I don't.
I love that. Okay, so that's another thing, is like, you know, I'm like vegan, but man, I really just love chocolate and stuff, so I do cheat with that kind of stuff.
You can do chocolate, but do dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate.
Yeah,
if I could do dark dark chocolate is my favorite, but you know, they don't have dark chocolate like Snickers and fudge rounds.
Yeah. But see, that's when you can incorporate your own, and that's what I do too. If I do, because I remember things, you know, I remember how BW3s taste, and I remember how Dairy Queen is, and I miss those things, but it's more self-control. So I've learned to make a lot of products that take out the bad but still give you that good taste. And there are so many vegan products that you can mix together to mimic something that's not so good for you. So there's a lot of I think it's called maca, if I'm pronouncing it right. It's a chocolate base that you could make things where you can make your own chocolate, you can make your own desserts, and that's what I'm getting into too, controlling more of what I'm giving myself, because somebody will tell you, oh, this is non-GMO, this, that, and the third, but they're just telling you that, and you don't really know for a fact. So it's safer to just learn.
Facts. So when it comes to like modeling and being busy modeling and stuff like that, how do you stay like positive and full of energy? Do you think that has a big part to do with nutrition?
Absolutely.
Like, do you meditate and stuff like that? Okay.
And it's very imperative, because being that I am doing so many things, I pick up on so many energies, so many vibes that aren't always the best. So I have to make sure not only do I keep myself grounded and remember the mission and the purpose that I'm trying to serve, and just rise above it. You know, your vibrations, people feel those, whether you know it or not. Like, I can walk in the room, and the people who want my good energy can feel my good energy, and the people who are lowly vibrating and are on low frequencies will feel my good energy, and they'll gravitate to that to come drain myself. So it's just like I notice if I pick up on energy, I can feel myself change, and I'm like, why am I feeling crappy? Because I go down my checklist in life, like I'm doing this, that, and the third, so this isn't me doing this to myself. I've been somewhere that I shouldn't have been, or I've shooken hands with someone, and it's energy transfer. So I just definitely always make sure I I cleanse my energy with sage and my teas, my waters, and my baths. Keep me grounded. And definitely yoga. And being in nature. I love being outside in the sun.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that it was you that posted on your story. You went out to a field and were completely naked.
I did.
Yeah.
And that changed my life. When I say that was one of the most life-changing things I did, I got to that point because I always wanted to do that, but I was always afraid of people seeing me and what people would think. And when you get to a certain point in your life, it's because you no longer consider the opinions, the judgments of other people.
Right.
And that was one of those days I had. I started out really light. I was in my car with my sports bra and stuff on, and I could feel the sun in certain areas, but I wanted to feel it more.
Yeah.
So like the less people left, I started to come out of my clothes more. And I'm like, you know what? The heck with it. They're going to look at me anywhere. They're going to think what they think anyway. So why not just do what I want to do?
Right.
And that's when I got totally naked and I went out in the sun, and it literally, like, I felt the sun everywhere. And that entire day, I was just like on cloud 9. Like, that is necessary. That is imperative for anybody. Men, women, children. It balances your chakras because the sun is a natural energy source. And we block it by putting on clothes and sunblock, and we really need it.
Right.
Yes.
And that's, I was going to get facials done by Giovanni at Face It Spa. Quick little plug because he's dope. But I was talking to him and I'm like, it's so crazy how we get like these skin cancers and we're supposed to put on so much sunblock and all of these other things. But it's just like the sun is so natural for us. Like that's the one thing that God gave us that is just natural for us. And I feel like for me, I don't get sick anymore because I walk dogs and stuff every day. So I'm literally out in the sun every single day, all day. And I really feel like that is what keeps me from getting so sick, because literally I can be around people all year that are sick all year. I'll only get sick maybe one time. Maybe one time. Maybe.
That's good. Yeah, the sun is very, very mandatory. Like, I can feel the energy I get as soon as it touches my skin.
Yeah.
Like, I literally like being sun-kissed because you feel it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so good. It energizes me, and it's just necessary.
That's a goal of mine, to go get naked in a field and just...
Come with me. I'll take you. We can do it together. And
I'm scared.
No, don't be. You have to be fearless. That's one thing that I've obtained in life too, the characteristic of fearlessness. Because I always worried about people's opinions of me and people's judgments, and I learned that how I see myself, that's the only version. Everybody out there who's came across me has their own version of me. No matter what characteristics I display, no matter what I do, somebody still paints their own picture of me. So it's just like, that's too many pictures. Why give a damn? I have the paintbrush and I'm going to paint my own.
I love that. I love that. Who motivated you or like inspired you to be this way?
Dr. Sabi.
Okay.
And Dick Gregory. I can't say, like I said, it's in my blood because my father and my mother, but I furthered my own research, and it went from there. 2016 was when I started to do my transition. I was getting ready to move out of Cincinnati to Texas. I was just getting ready to turn a new leaf, so I wanted to start everything, and I stumbled upon this wonderful man, Dr. Sabi and Dick Gregory, and the more I listened to them, they educated me not on just my diet, but the ways of the world as well. Politics, the government, our diet, everything that you could possibly think of. They really enlightened me, and I realized how off track I was. We're supposed to be going a certain way, and we've been taking another way by society and our government. And like I said, the further that I took my research, the more I found out, and the better I started doing for myself. I'm like a mad scientist. I try the stuff for myself, and then I tell people, you must try this. I do everything from experience, or if not, I can't talk about it. I don't really know the truth. So it's lovely. Dr. Sabi really, really, really changed my life. And I'm grateful for it, and I'm continuing to further my research, and now I'm sharing my experiences with other people. Like, that's a part of my mission. I want to heal everyone I can. You have to be willing. It's something you can't force on people. I used to get irritated and frustrated because I'm like telling my family and I'm leading by example, and everybody wants to do it, but it's a mind thing. Mind doesn't matter. And that's what I learned. You have to not make things matter and not put certain things on your mind, or that'll be your life. So it's just a lot of self-control on every level.
So that was going to be like my next question, is like when you're getting frustrated with people who come to you and they want help, but they're not listening or they're not taking the necessary steps, like how do you stay in a positive mind frame when dealing with situations like that, and how do you positively motivate them into trying to do the things that they need to do when you're frustrated with them?
For one, I always continue to lead by example, because being a mother taught me that. Like, I can't tell my daughter not to smoke, but then she's constantly seeing me smoking.
Right.
So therefore, I'm like, I must put my best foot forward and show people. You know, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Right.
So I just continue to show people, like, hey, these are the results. You wonder why my skin looks this way because I do this. You wonder why I act this way because of this. And then I tell them, you know, what they can do. A lot of people, they listen, and like I said, it's about you really wanting it.
Right.
And it was frustrating in the beginning because I want everybody to be good. I want everybody to make these changes, but it's something you have to want for yourself. And not now I can pick up on who really wants it, so that's who I spend most of my time with. Because I can't waste my time and my energy, because I will get drained, and I do find myself getting drained. And once I pick up on the people and the things that are draining my energy, I just have to remove myself. Because I do so many things, I can't afford to just give and not have anything coming to me. So Okay, well, I love that. I love your energy. I love the encouragement. I love you. I love it all. I'm like, man, that bath looks amazing. There's like strawberries and kiwi. I have to give you one. And that's the thing too. I could either I make them up in a jar and I just sell it that way, or I also give them personally, and when I come give them, it's a whole process. Of course, I encourage my infused waters or my tea or smoothie, because you have to keep yourself hydrated during the bath, and you want whatever you're hydrating yourself with to be beneficial. So alkaline water or infused water or herbal teas. And then I also cleanse your energy, not just with the bath, but through saging and some other things that I do. So yeah, I really actually have given a couple of people baths, and they love it, and they're recommending them, and it's really picking up. So it's kind of awkward to people.
I don't know.
I'm used to it though, because I'm a independent contractor in healthcare. So I bathed so many people and did so many things. It's second nature to me. But some people like, you're gonna really bathe me? Some guy was like, you know that I'm like, I know, I get it, it's fine, I'm professional. But he was like, I'm kind of not. And I'm like, relax, I'll get you through it. And I did his bad. Actually, DJ HD, because we did an interview, so I can disclose his name. He allowed me to do his, and I really exfoliated his skin. I filled his bath up, gave him his bath, and you know, everything that comes with it, cleansed his aura and his space in his home, everything. He got the full effect.
Wow. DJ HD gotta come on the show, and we gotta talk about that.
Tell him about
I already have him on my list of people that I need to interview, because dude is fucking dope.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
And he is also a big part of being the change within the community. So I have nothing but respect for dude.
I love him a lot.
So that is really dope. So you give baths.
Yes.
I don't know if I could do that. I'm like, I don't even know if I can get into a field naked.
it takes time. It's levels to everything.
But I want to get there, because I think that would be so lit. Like, honestly, truly, to like, because like when somebody comes in and they like cleanse your space and things like that, the only thing that they're not getting and reaching is this. And so I feel like if you can actually reach this and in the end reach it in its rawest form, so completely naked while bathing in like fruit and all of these things.
It's exchange.
I bet it's just amazing. So what do you do? Like you're like lift up your arm and you're like scrubbing them, or like
I have on scrub gloves, because what that's doing is exfoliating your skin and opening up your pores, so you can get the full benefits of the bath. Like, you're totally open, and then once you do take the bath and you start to soak, it'll really get in you internally. You can pick and choose not to exfoliate, but I highly recommend it, because like I said, it's cleaning off, you know, what is on there, and then it's opening you up for what you need to get from the bath. And I exfoliated his skin, washed him up entirely with the herbal soap that is highly recommended as well, and then he soaked in his bath and got all his benefits. I sage his energy, and I, do what I do when I do that part, and then I give him some time to just soak and relax. I play meditation music and give him some time alone, or it's up to you. I can actually stay in there during the bath, and we can have relaxing conversation. I'm like a therapist. Talk to me. What do you want to disclose? What do you can't talk to other people about? I'm here for that. This is all a part of the process. And he talked to me a little bit, but then I did give him some privacy in order for him to relax and clear his mind.
Yeah, because he's a really busy person too, so I can imagine. And he runs into 1,000,001 people, so I bet he gets some crazy energies thrown at him all day long, every day.
And he said it was amazing, totally amazing.
Wow, that's really, 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 really cool. I'll have to think about it. Yeah. Maybe we'll just start with buying a bath.
Yeah, I'm about to say it takes time.
Yeah,
if you get that comfortable.
So did he buy a bath first, or like what made him? I guess I need to talk to him too, but like what made him want to even try this?
I was promoting it on my Instagram, and he saw that, and I was like, let me give you a bath. And he got to me, he was like, you give baths? I'm like, absolutely. And I explained the process to him. He booked and he did it. I thought he was, gonna back out, because he was saying how he was like, I don't know if I'm mature enough for this, but I'm like, you totally are. You're a businessman. You just gotta relax, and I'll make you comfortable. I'm not the type of person that's gonna come in and bring the unnecessary energy. I'll give you what you need in order for us to get through this. He trusted me, and we got through it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. See, this is not even stuff that I even knew about. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I was, I can honestly say I got discouraged a little bit, because it's like people will say they'll buy things, and people will say they will support, but I know people are busy and have their own lives, and a lot of people don't follow through. And I am big on your word. If you say you're going to do something, I hold you to that. Especially support me. That is all that I long for, is genuine support. So when it wasn't going how I wanted it to, I wasn't really appreciative of how it was going. I was just so worried about the goals I have. I'm like, I'm just not spending my time on this anymore. But I realized that's really a part of my purpose, and I can't steer away from it because of what people aren't doing. Like I said before, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So I have to continue to just push it, and I'm actually going to make a separate page for it, because I got discouraged and I stopped pushing it. I even took everything down that I did have on my page. And like I said, DJ HD gravitated from me promoting it and showing it. And then I just fell back and I practiced it myself. But me falling back from that made me, do more research, because it's so much to learn. And I just learned this stuff by just mixing, because it's just like, okay, if all this stuff is good and you put it all together, it can only give you more benefits. So that's why I call myself a mad scientist, because I'm just mixing and seeing how it'll go. But I'm definitely getting back to pushing my products, because that's really, really, really one of my main things that I love to do. I do this for myself every day. I love it. I actually work at a juicery too, and I'm learning the ropes of how to make almond milk and raw energy snacks. And we actually make our own juices, and we bottle them. We even label our bottles, and we do everything in the back of the house. And so,
is that here in Cincinnati?
Yes. Okay. It's called the Green Farm Juicery in Blue Ash, and then there's a new location opening in Hyde Park.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah. And I love that. And that's just teaching me, what I don't know from the business aspect of it, and the ingredients and things that I haven't discovered for my own products. I'm grateful. So grateful.
Is almond milk good for baths?
Almond milk is good for everything. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on. Not only do I not eat meat, I don't do dairy, because it's animal based. I don't do cheese, I don't do milk. And almond milk is definitely a good alternate, and it's very simple. You just need almonds, dates, and Himalayan salt, and then you grind it in the blender. But you have to have a machine that'll press and get the skin and the residue from the almonds to make. But it's so simple. And sweet and unsweet, the difference between the sweet and unsweet is the amount of dates. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Simple stuff.
Simple. And this is what, they're not pushing, or these are things that we won't just find opening up a book or scrolling on Instagram. That's why I gravitate to these kind of things, because it's just like, you won't find this in certain books. You won't find this in school. And this is the information that we really need for real survival.
Facts. That's how I think about that all the time. Like, when I have kids, do I really want to put them in school? Or do I really want to just have, like, the basic information that they can have and then homeschool them, because I feel like, what is the point? Other than socialization, what is the point of school? Because we're not learning any type of real life things.
Yeah, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because that was also a part of my transition. When I changed my diet, I also took my daughter out of school and I started to homeschool her, because like I said, Dr. Sabi and Dick Gregory shed light on what they are teaching in school and what they aren't. And Dr. Sabi's example was his mother and the people in his village taught him everything. You won't see a gorilla teaching a lion. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
absolutely right. We go to these schools and we put trust in all these people who are leading us astray, and this is why.
Yep.
So
it's just like I can understand like math. Like I understand, I guess, like English and or language arts, and
school is not all bad.
Right, exactly. I understand it, but at the same time, I'm just like, we don't know, kids don't know how to manage money. Kids don't know how to build their own businesses. These kids don't know anything like real life of real
that's
life.
not
Like,
what they want to encourage.
how to eat, nothing.
They want to encourage us to continue to keep the corporate world running.
Yeah.
And that's not good for us.
Right.
Mentally or physically. You know, some people only get to work a 9 to 5, and they come home and sit in front of the television, and then on the weekend, that's how they spend their time, and then they drink and party, and then they're back to it, and that can't be life. That's not, actually. So
yeah. So what is your passion? What's your what is the thing that you're most passionate about? Healing people?
Yes, definitely healing. And I am really working on the modeling because I could do it. I'm very shy, first of all. I don't like pictures. I'm very reserved. I'm laid back. I just do it because I really can. And I've grown into the passion of modeling, but it was never something I aspired to be.
Oh, really?
I originally aspired to be a writer, and Maya Angelou's, who I looked up to since the 3rd grade. She's amazing. Yeah, but I love to write. I love it. Journaling is like a really big therapy for me too. Like, I write things down and then I'll reflect back on it, and I can see my growth.
Yeah.
And I could just see certain things. It's just like, whoa. I think journaling is necessary for everyone, not even just people who aspire to write. If you feel like you can't have people to talk to, write it down. If you want to get rid of something, write it down, then burn it, or rip it up and put it in a river. Those are ways to rid yourself. You don't always have to meditate or do yoga, but it's very necessary that you can incorporate that, because it's good. But definitely journaling is amazing.
Yeah, I love that. So with the modeling, how did you get down to Atlanta and meet and have connections down there? Like, did you just go and just meet people, or how did you get that?
Yeah, that's part of who I am. Even though I'm very shy and reserved, I'm actually a social butterfly when I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So I went to Atlanta, and of course people gravitate to me because of my energy and my look, and a lot of people just like, oh my god, they always associate my look with modeling. So I started getting opportunities, and the more opportunities I got, the more experience I gained, and here I am today. Like, I've been on Showtime TV, I've been on Bounce TV, I've been in Hyper Magazine, and I've been doing a lot of shows in Atlanta. I get shows here in Cincinnati, but I'm really working on branching off. I want to be literally America's Next Top Model, because I want to show girls that it's not about what they typically push, either the real skinny or the ones who have the long hair and a certain look. I'm just me, and people love that. I do have braces, I have freaking stretch marks, I'm a mother, and it's just like all of this stuff that's not common in models. That's me, and I really want to push that to girls. Like, look, you can be you. You don't have to change your appearance to go get paid for doing something.
I love that.
Yeah, like today I thought like, oh, should I put on lashes? Should I do makeup? And I'm like, no, Lolo loves me for me, and that's really probably going to take away from the purpose of the interview. So I'm like,
and for me, all I did mascara, and I just put some stuff on because I'm starting to break out because cycles. But other than that, I'm like all about the natural. Yeah. So I don't really wear makeup or anything either. So I love that you didn't do the lashes.
Because that's not really good for your skin. Like, I've learned so much. Like, I have like so much information to share right now, and off camera. It's just so much that I've learned about taking care of ourselves. They got us so codependent on everything. Like, we're not even supposed to need deodorant. The reason why we have body odors is because of the things we put in our bodies. Like, honestly, it may seem like TMI, but it's a part of the subject. When I use the restroom, you don't even know what I did in there.
Right.
Because there's no odor. You don't know if
Right.
I urinated. You don't know if I vomited. You don't know if I removed my bowels, because there is no odor. And when there is one, it's fruit or it's herbs, because that's what I'm putting into myself.
Right.
It smells bad because it's dead meat for one, and then it has to go through your body, and it's just not good.
Yeah. And what's so crazy is the one thing that, so when I switched to being a vegetarian, I was only 15, but I was still eating cheese and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So I never like paid attention to the bathroom part, the bathroom aspect of the transition. Mm-hmm. But now as an adult, seeing other adults transition, that's their first thing, that they're like, dude, I can go to the bathroom like right away. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I've always been able to do that. I don't know what, like, but their thing is, it's like, and especially men, they'll be in the bathroom for so long, and it's just like, growing up, I thought that was just men. They just sat in the bathroom. I didn't understand that it was literally the food you're putting into your body. The more meat you consume or the more dairy you consume, the harder it is for your body to process it and get it out. Veggies and fruits and stuff, it's just like goes right through you. And it's like, I can't imagine sitting on the toilet and just struggling for 40 minutes.
It's draining, not only mentally but physically. Yeah.
I just could not. I couldn't imagine having to spend that much time in the bathroom every time I needed to go to the bathroom.
And the guys feel like we take forever in the bathroom anyway, so it's just like, that's the misconception they have of us. But it's you guys.
Yeah. It's weird. It's so weird. But it's diet is such a big thing too. Like it's so crazy.
It's like, I want to say more than half of the percentage of your world. Yeah. Just like water. We are mainly water, and that's why I am really big on water too. I don't really drink anything but water. Of course I do my herbal teas and my smoothies, but if I do drink a juice, it has to be 100% fruit juice. You can't have like fruits or corn syrup or any water or anything, just 100% juice with the residue on the bottom. You see how they have that, and that's not always 100% juice either, because you'll see that stuff and then you'll read the bottom, it'll say 11% juice, and it'll have all these additives, and just like, you have to be careful.
And that's the convenience for it is what makes everybody not want to. But also that's because people think that they're hungry when they're not hungry.
Exactly.
When they're actually thirsty or whatever. And so it's like,
you have to learn your body.
Exactly. We really have to like actually really reprogram ourselves and start over. And
that's technically what I've been doing. I'm glad you said that. I've been reprogramming myself, undoing everything that's been done to me literally and redoing it the proper way. Right. And a body's like, ooh, what's this? I want more. Like, my body demands stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, when I smell stuff, I crave stuff, I remember, but like I said, self-control is discipline. Right. Like, I just broke my fast on the way here. But beside that, all morning I was doing my teas, my smoothies, I did my bath, and then I came out in the world. But then once I came out, temptation, that's a lot of the reasons too why I stay inside, because when I'm in the house I have so much more control over things. Right. Then I come out and it's like, I'm an adult and I'm working on this, but we do get tempted, we do get sidetracked. Believe it or not, some people actually encourage me to do wrong. Oh, you do so well, go ahead and have one, or go ahead and have that. But I'm like, that'll take me backwards. Right. And I just can't afford it.
Right. Which I love that, because I have my temptations.
It's okay.
It's like, Starbucks and Dunkin'. Oh, I love you. It is so deep. Coffee is, and I know that I could drink black coffee and it wouldn't be bad, but it's like, all the extra stuff.
And see, what you can do is get your black coffee, get your almond milk, coconut oil, and then another natural flavor that you like, and then boom. Yeah, you gotta just make switches, make changes, but you can still have what you want. You just have to change it out and make it better. It's okay.
I know.
That's why you got me, baby.
I know, but that's, I'm like, dude, I'm literally like, I cut out so many things that I love that I'm like, why do I have to cut out everything? But really, and that's what another thing that I talk about too is like, we feel like we're missing out in the present moment because we don't get to go have that ice cream date or whatever. But in the long run, we're really living. We're really living. We're really like, I would rather miss the present moment of that ice cream date and live a longer, healthier life than to constantly be sick or have medical issues because of the fact that I'm just trying to chase the moment of going out to eat all the time or going to ice cream dates or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what I learned through experience too. When I stopped doing a lot of stuff, I'm like, man, I'm missing out. And then when I do bring myself to do that, I'm like, I should have stayed in the house.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you really start to see why you removed yourself from certain things or certain people. So you're right. We look for longevity in momentary things. And you have to switch that. You need to look for the longevity in longevity. Like nothing's going to bring momentarily things but the moment.
Right.
So you have to make sure those moments you're spending on good things, and that's what I try to do. I'm not all seriousness in books, but I do try to make sure if I'm spending my time on something, it's a good benefit because you become everything that you feed yourself, from the friends that you surround yourself with, from the music you listen to, from the food you eat. So I try to make sure that everything has good benefits because I don't want to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on any level. So I definitely try to spend my time doing really productive, positive things. Like I said, I do have fun, don't get me wrong, but I don't have to, you know, drink or do destructive things to my spirit or my internal body, you know, just to have fun. And people feel like, oh, you only can smoke or go out to have fun. No, there's so many things. You just have to find out what works for you. And I found those things. I love yoga. I love to help people. I love kids. I love to work out. I love to work on myself. So this is the stuff I start spending more time on, and you wouldn't believe how it changed me on so many levels.
Yeah. How did the consistency start, like, for you to make sure that you stay consistent with it?
My results. Yeah, once you see, not only feel it, you like, I want more. It's a craving. Just like if you eat something good, you like, I want more of that.
How long did it take you to start seeing results to where your body was like, oh, I need this?
Being that at the time I transitioned to not transition my diet, but like I said, I homeschooled my daughter, so I was spending a lot of time in the house. I start seeing a lot of stuff instantly because I was doing it so much. Like I was in the house, so I was constantly taking baths and I was constantly drinking tea. So I was seeing myself read, but some things did take some time. Like and you just have to take that time too. People always feel like, oh, I don't have the time. You have to take it and make it, or there's never going to be time.
I feel that for sure. That was one of the other things we just talked about in another podcast that I just did, of like, really great things take time. So like, you can have an idea and be working on it and it not really come to full fruition until 10 years from now. But really, really great things take time. So you gotta be patient.
Because I used to always want things instantly, especially with the modeling. I feel like, oh, I did something, so I should reap so many benefits. But it's just like, no, you have to plant the seed, water it, nurture it, give it sun, whatever it needs, and give it time. And then the fruits of your labor will start to harvest. Like right now, a lot of the stuff people see me doing is because things I did years ago. Some stuff really do fall in my lap, but I learned that by placing myself. You know, I learned that, for example, you're having a networking event. I'm definitely going to go to that because I know not only are there going to be women like me, models, but there's going to be people with clothing lines, people that's doing so many things that I would like to be a part of. So I'm going to place myself in that position, and who knows what will come from that. That's what I learned to start doing too, placing myself. It's literally right place, right time. That's true. And it's also wrong place, wrong time. But with that, I learned you have to be aware of what you're around. Because there technically is no wrong place, wrong time. You just don't know what you're surrounding yourself with. That's why I make sure I surround myself with positivity, because I know I'm not gonna end up in a fight or end up getting shot, because that it's not even that kind of energy around.
I love that. I love that. So do you have anything coming up that you want to promote at all, or any words of encouragement or advice that you want to give to some people?
Well, before I came here, I did a casting call for Freewheeler. So
I love that.
Look out for me working with Freewheeler, because I know that they liked me and they're having their eye on me. So yeah, Freewheeler, I'm feeling it here. We're coming.
I love that. Together. I saw that they were doing that at Barcode.
And that's where I was at before here. That's
I love that.
Kind of fancy, and then for you too, of course. But in Atlanta, I have a fashion show on the 29th. And you know here how we have the Kentucky Derby? They have that there, but it's going to be called the Polo Classics of Atlanta. And they're really going to be playing polo on horses. It's sponsored by Bentley, Hennessy, and Grey Goose, and a bunch of other wonderful sponsors. And it's really going to be like a high-class event. Tickets are $150, but that's only because what it's surrounding and who the sponsors are.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really major. But here in the city, I really don't have, well, the show with Freewheeler, and I'll post those details once I get them, but I really don't have much here going on because I've been trying to gravitate outside of local. You know, I'm not saying that I'm better or bigger, but I see myself beyond, you know, the
just
local
Cincinnati.
things. Yeah, and even just with Atlanta, I'm not just basing myself there. It's so many people that are in Atlanta that come from different places, doing different things in different places, so that's where I'm placing myself. That's another amazing place for entrepreneurs and people who are in lanes trying to build things and build themselves on their own. So I have a lot of work coming up there. I have a promo shoot they're coming up too, actually, and I don't want to give the details yet because I kind of want to surprise people. But yeah, I have some things coming up, and if you could just follow my Instagram, it's _1 awesome her. You'll see all the things that I do. Definitely watch my stories, like Lolo said. I share my meals and a little what I'm doing in my personal life. I'm training now with boxing. If you haven't caught my stories, and that is so amazing.
I haven't caught you training boxing, but I've been catching you like going to other people's events in boxing and stuff.
No, because that's actually, I work with boxing as well. I didn't even tell you that. They're called Punching for Peace. We give these events to amateur boxers, and we've been starting doing the events in parks like Sawyer Point or Washington Park. And like I said, we have a bunch of amateurs come out and they showcase their talents. Opponents come from all over the world. We have Texas, we have Cleveland, we have Columbus. Opponents coming to fight our fighters here in the city, and then we have sponsors, like Fashion Nova and Adrian Bronner, who sponsor us and give us money to, you know, get our kids uniforms or take them out of town for tournaments. And then we have other professionals like Rashid Warren, Robert Easter. We're looking to have possibly Javante Davis because he's an affiliate with Adrian Bronner. Like, Adrian Bronner really gravitates our professionals, and our professionals encourage our amateurs because they want to reach these levels, and it's also a good outlook for the crowd because they want to see the amateur boxing, but they love that they get to see the professionals support the amateurs as well. And then we have Q Kids. They do our halftime shows and they dance for us, and we have other entertainers. Like we just had a guitarist do our national anthem versus the typical singing. So we just try to you know, shed light on people that are on certain platforms and definitely encourage these amateurs because it's hard work. Now that I'm training, I'm taking the boxing training, I take my hats off to these guys because it's easier said than done. People criticize these guys about losing the fight, but it's self-control. And then that training, I only train 3 days a week. These guys do it 5 days, and oh my God. Salute to every professional because it's intense.
I can only imagine.
And the trainers, they don't let up. They're on you, they're consistent, and they encourage you. And it's wonderful.
That's dope. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you have only everything going on.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we got your Instagram handle. You have nothing going on. Is there any Punching for Peace events happening?
We just had one. We actually started the Black Family Reunion weekend. We did our last event then, and school just started back, and a lot of our amateurs are. So we are looking to do another event, but we're trying to find the perfect place and not only the time. So we're working on that, and I'll definitely enlighten you, and I'll have you come out and be a guest, and I can have you, you know, do some interviews with some of the fighters or whatever you need to do for your platform, and definitely talk to our main sponsors. We have Andrew Williams. He is one of the major founders. He's at Don Community High School. They are one of the main founders, and that all goes hand in hand because Don is like a high school for kids who aren't, you know, typical. They are kids who get in trouble or kids who aren't going down the right path. So Don really encourages these kids to stay on track, and they do things to keep them on track. Inside of Don, the newly built one on Reading Road, they actually have the boxing gym where a lot of our guys train, and it just goes hand in hand. They're really trying to keep the kids off the street, not even just boys, but girls.
Right.
We have a lot of girl boxers too, and even if you don't want to fight, you can get the training because it releases and removes a lot. A lot of these kids are angry or they don't get the support and love they need, and we have programs too where we feed them after they train. So it's just a lot of help and love.
That's really dope. I just had an interview with somebody who works at one of the schools, and he talked about this. That'll be episode 3 of this season, and he talks about how the kids get into the boxing ring with each other.
It's definitely
instead of there being fights all the time at the schools, it's literally everything is cool because they can get into the ring after school if they want.
And then it's no hard feelings.
Exactly.
It's just like, this is just for fun and games. This is just a release. They touch gloves, and then they're back to being friends. Versus a fist fight that'll possibly lead to more violence. We're definitely trying to cut down that. That's why we call it punching for peace. You know, even though we're fighting, it's not really violence. It's for a different cause. Peace.
I love that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Hit her up if you guys want to buy baths, get a bath, have questions about meditation, nature, love, all of that. She's here for you.
Smoothies. Yeah, I know that it's an ongoing process and it's continuous. That's why a lot of people who are in fitness meal plan, because if you're not prepared, you're tempted to cheat or not eat at all, and people feel like not eating at all is a good alternate. Well, it's really not, unless you're trying to fast and give your digestive system a break, which is necessary because it's constantly going. And that's why you're not supposed to eat after a certain hour and then try to go to bed, because if, for example, you eat at 9, you lay down at 10, your body's going to be at rest, but your digestive system is not, so you're not really getting the proper rest. So it's a lot that is incorporated with it, and I'm open to teaching and helping anybody. You know, it's not all about money, but I do appreciate, you know, if you can pay entirely for a bath, or I do take donations. I even take items, you know, because it's expensive, but it's for a great cause. So thank you so much.
I love that you'll take items.
Yes, like fruit. Definitely. Like I said, even though it gets old, I could freeze it and I could save it for not only my own bath but someone else's.
See, this is how the world is supposed to work. I love that.
Anything. I even take, you know, clothes and stuff too, because I donate to a lot of the kids. A lot of the kids gravitate to me too, because that's one thing I'm working on as well. I want a youth center. Matter of fact, I'm going to have a youth center. And I love to help kids. So I take clothes, coats, whatever you can donate, even supplies, I'll take it, and whatever helps.
I love that.
Even just kind words. You know, I don't always look for materials. We feel like support is always monetary or physical support. No, just tell me great job, or tell me you love me, or be like, hey, I see you. That goes a long way.
Yes, facts. Huge facts. Huge facts. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here, but this was another episode of Positive Living with Lolo, and we love you.